Alrighty guys, well I got a little surprise for you again this morning here. Well guys, I typically don't section off the front and the backyard, but for filming purposes, I went ahead and sectioned off the side yard and the front yard here so I wouldn't leave the camera view for too long. So we got the front yard tackled. Looks really good. This is like the first really nice lawn I've been on so far with this lawnmower in particular. And I used the mulching on demand, this little guy right here, for this area right here where the leaves were thicker, and it chewed them things up. So awesome. I went ahead and you can see that I pre-trimmed some of these trees so we could just pound out the mowing here real quick. But overall, man, this is a really nice lawnmower. I'm really thrilled with how smooth it is. I went ahead and adjusted the weight setting to my weight setting. When I first started out on this machine, I was set a little too stiff and the ride was a little bit stiff, obviously. So we got that loosened up now and it fits. The weight is so crucial. Setting that seat to your weight, it'll give you a much nicer ride. Set your deck height. So we're at like 3 1/4 right now. I'll have you cut it at, so push up on the pedal there, push on the pedal. So you push this to unlock it, and then you can let it down right here. Okay. See that? So then if you want to lock it up, push up on it, and then you turn this at the same time, now let off. Now it should be up. So that's your lock and unlock. You know, on the Toro, it's right there on that little pull pin. Well guys, I'm just gonna do a little wrap up on today's video here. This is the Z930M ztrak from John Deere. I think we put a little over 3.5 hours on this machine. I just wanted to kind of go through a few things that I really like. But before I do, I just want to say a huge thank you to Shane Fisher down at Minnesota Equipment in Rogers. He did mention that he is an Altoz dealer. Altoz, I'm not sure how you say that. They're made up in northern Minnesota here. Good machines. They make 0 turns and stand-on mowers, specifically designed for like brush mowing applications. So we're gonna see if we can get hooked up with a demo on one of those to try out here on a brush mowing job. But I just wanted to let you guys know that they came out with a pretty cool switch. I think it's called a switch machine. It's kind of like a stand-on apparatus that's kind of designed for all year type of work, where you're running a front end accessory on that unit. So just something I thought I'd throw into the video, but I do want to just dive into talking about what I really liked about this. Now we run a Toro Z Master, and it's a 5000 series. And it's maybe not going to be a fair comparison between the two, because I do feel like I was dished a lemon on that machine. The hydros are terrible. There's a lot of things that I really do not like about that machine. It feels way different than this. This thing felt like a Cadillac compared to that Z Master 5000 series. So if I do reference my other mower, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. The highlights of this machine were the mulching on command. This thing is awesome. I've brought this up before. At the end of the day, all said and done, this is so worth it. I honestly don't want to run a machine without this now. This came in so handy today, you have no idea. The deck adjustment takes a little bit of getting used to. It's not like the pins on the new John Deere stand-up mower, or what Exmark or Toro, or I think Skag even runs just the simple slide-in pin. Throttle, everything's super easy to access though. I really do like that. I'll show you too while we're back here, just not to be bouncing back and forth. But on the height adjustment, this is that simple dial. What you're actually turning on up here is turning this and making a stop. So I did find it maybe like not as easy to find exactly where I was at on this turn dial, if that makes sense. The tweels, these tweels are really awesome. Shane had mentioned before I took this, you can see that the bottom part is flat. There's a little more contact than around standard pneumatic wheel. I felt like this thing hooked up really well. It carried really nice going down slopes. I didn't feel like I was gonna skid out and lose control of the mower. It stayed glued to the side of the hill, which was awesome. Drop system, while I'm back here, does stick out quite a ways. I get it has to be up a certain height, but it does stick out. So I assume that probably a lot of people just take these off, but yeah, this thing does stick out a little ways. This has the 25.5 horse Kawasaki motor. I think if I was gonna get one, I would use it for bagging, and I would want something with a little bit more horsepower, so we might step up a model on that. There's some really nice tie down areas on this mower, really nice for getting a big hook in and out of. That's one complaint about some of the other brands of mowers. Amazing striping quality, absolutely love the deck. The hydros felt amazing on this machine. Obviously, they're pretty much next to none. This is probably one of the nicest sit down zero turn mowers that I've actually ran, and I've ran a fair amount of them, including Exmark. I would say this mower is pretty much up there with the Exmark. The one thing that maybe isn't there is I know it's pretty piddly, but these armrests, sorry. It's been a long day out in the heat here. It's pretty hot and sticky today. Those aren't quite as comfy, I would say, as the Toro and Exmark, but the seat was fine. Once I dialed it into the right weight, as I said earlier, the thing was just perfect. As far as the parking brake lever goes, that was a little bit difficult to get used to, but it does have its sweet spot that it likes to go in and out of. So if you're new to the John Deere and this feels a little bit different, it is a little bit different, but it's not bad. It just takes a little getting used to. Down here you got a storage compartment here and your cup holder here. That's a little bit different, but to be completely honest with you, I almost think that that's a good idea, because really unused space there, and I just feel like your stuff down there is kind of protected, so you're not getting it like yanked out of your cup holder, like having a tree branch come by and pull your stuff out of your cup holder. Like, not having it up there was actually not that big of a deal, and I had a water bottle down there today and it never fell out or got in my way at all. It was just down there, and I had the water when I needed it, so that was really nice. This has a nice step-on pad here, so you can step up on the deck to get on the mower. That's really slick. The foot pedal for the deck lift is really tight to the machine. I really like that. It doesn't stick out super far, really low profile. Anything to make these things so stuff ain't sticking out of them. They're nice and sleek. I feel like that's really the way to go. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I need to let you guys know about before we take this back, but I think overall a very successful day here with the John Deere Z-Trak. Once again, thank you, Shane, and I hope that I can bring you guys some more demos to come. We will see. This I was gonna go with a stand-on mower, but we'll see. I probably will end up buying a sit-down mower first, just because we need something for this fall to do some cleanups with. So I am thinking about probably pulling the trigger on one of these sooner rather than later. So we'll see what we can get hooked up with. I think Shane had mentioned a Red Magic bagging system that runs the Exmark Power Flow or something like that, or real similar designed power flow to that. And we're going to see if maybe we can get hooked up with one of those, so that way it's something that I'm familiar with and we can take it on and off, as opposed to having a rear or mid-mount power flow on this unit. John Deere, or the power flow that John Deere provides, is mounted kind of back behind, I think, the rear wheel. So I want something that goes on the side of the deck. And yeah, that's all, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for sticking it out here till the end. And I hope that you all are having a blessed day. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. And I'm sure there's a few John Deere dealers themselves that watch this channel or will watch this video and maybe can pop in and answer some of your guys' questions if I cannot. So thanks again, and we will see you guys on the next one.